Hello and welcome back to episode 13 of our Timberborn Emberpelts Canyon playthrough. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Glad to have you. Without further ado, let's get this started. All right, so we were working on our tree farm last episode, and we're going to keep working on that. There surprisingly hasn't been any emergencies that have happened on our Emberpelts playthrough. Hopefully it stays that way. No promises. But that's kind of the situation we are looking at right now. So yeah, we're just going to keep on expanding. So after these ones are done, we can go ahead and put triple across the rest of this. Probably go right about there. Something like that. Okay, let's not fight with the scaffolding this time. All right, let that do its thing. Check up on some other stuff. So we ended up building our second dirt excavator to get the dirt for our tree farm going. And all right, this guy has accessed quite a bit. Let's go ahead and put that there. And then he might even be able to access more, or we might have to rebuild it. But yeah, by placing that one piece of dirt, we should be able to harvest a couple more logs. Which is a win, really. Although we're not exactly hurting for logs either. So over here, it looks like we just don't have enough lumberjacks, perhaps? Because we have plenty of storage. But they're not chopping all of these oaks. So yeah, it does look like a problem with having enough lumberjacks. Let's put another one right there to help out a little. I bet this dynamite is pretty close. No, it's not actually that close to it being done. What is... Ah, they're going really far. I thought... Yeah, let's go ahead and put a small warehouse here. A small tank. Small warehouse for dynamite, obtain. Set it at high priority. Small tank, obtain for extract, highest priority. Then the beavers won't need to go nearly as far to get the materials. The builders are going too far to get the materials right now. That's why that was taking so long. Let's see. So we were looking... Where were we looking? It was over... It's over here that we were building that second place. Okay. So yeah, he'll for sure be able to reach those now. Yeah. Slowly getting at it. Let's see. Drought ended. Excellent. We still have plenty of water in our reservoir, so that's good to see. We have dynamite and extract over here, and that sped this part up drastically. Oh yeah, we had talked about planning this out more and not blowing up what I plan to just rebuild with dirt. That didn't happen. Oops. Planning ahead at that amount is not something I'm known for at the moment. And I think we're going to keep it that way. The thing is, this area below it's going to be kind of tricky. You know, I think I'm going to blow it down to the ground, actually. Should have not have done double dynamite. Kind of committed at this point. I like to keep it all at the same level when I'm exploding. Just seems more satisfying to me. That beaver is now done, but we can find him another task. Because if we do that, he'll be able to access those too. Again, we don't need to be doing that, but you have to either delete them or blow up the area underneath them, like from below with tunnels. So you need to get rid of them somehow. So might as well collect the resources. Let's see. I think I do. Let's see. I kind of want to just get a couple bots going, not go crazy, but help with our labor issues that we've been having. See how that goes. So I'm going to try to get stuff over here. So bot part factory, we're going to need 3 of them. 1, 2. Let's do it that way. 3. And then we can put the bot part assembler right there. And then we do need to get power over there. And I'm just thinking something like this. Should be just fine. So we'll set this one at chassis, limbs, heads. I would like to get bots going, especially in these like dirt excavators that are high injury buildings. Drought's approaching, no problem. Oh, there's like a weird overhang if they couldn't. Preventing them from blowing that area up. Actually, if we put just triple there, that opens up that whole area. Okay. We can make that double as well. All right. Nothing to do in range. We can delete that guy now. Oh, wait. Are they just not marked for cutting? That was the problem. Okay. He'll chop down those 2 trees real quick and be on his merry way. There we go. All right. So let's Alt middle click gets us down to this level. Holding Alt and using the mouse wheel lets us scroll. So let's mark out where our pillars are. All right, so we got one there. Once a few of these are down, it's pretty easy to visually see how it should be. Nope, apparently it's not because I messed it up. Really that close? Or was one of them the wrong distance? Thought this should be 5. 5. Oh, okay. I just visually messed up. See, that's why we don't eyeball things, guys. Your eyes can't be trusted. Okay, now we can use the grid system, though, to make this really nice and easy. This does not need to be paused, though, so I shall unpause it. And remember, you get this grid by just holding down X. Very useful. So let's see. Now we're building a path right here. Okay, so this one actually needs to be kept. Let me just... Oh, actually, we're not even going that far back. Duh. Right now, anyway. Because our scaffolding would be in the way for to do more of that. So, right there, though. That should be good for now. So then I will just take the spots that are not marked like that. I will just blow up below it. Yeah, that's still probably the easiest. We're just going to have to reconnect some of it. So let's see. Where do we need to go? Right here. This whole line right here. Not that one, actually. Some of that's going to be some that we don't need to do, but we'll just do that anyway. And then we'll just rebuild the actual level. But this will get rid of all of that stuff below easily. Easy in a way that's easy to visualize. Like, I could build tunnels from below, but it would just be a pain to remember where the pillars are supposed to be. I think that's going to be the easier way to handle that task. Okay, what's going on here? No power? Ah. This needs to connect right there. Then we'll have power. Somebody build that. It just needs one stinking log. There we go. All right, so folktales, they're called Timberbots. Iron Teeth, they're called Ironbots. Let's find out what the Emberpelts are called. Once they're back to work. All right, so we did delete all of these storages. Or rather, we deleted the resources that were utilizing those storages. All right, that layer is ready to blow up. Let's find out what else needs to be done. Just basically that whole area. It looks like just a double. Planned out. Then after that's done, we can start putting the other layer up above. I just don't want to start doing that because they can't build through terrain tiles. So I want them to still be able to utilize the scaffolding for the explosives that I placed down there. All right, looks like we're still waiting on like some limbs maybe, huh? Or something. I don't know. We'll see. It's nice that the gears are right over here because a lot of these require a lot of gears. Like the limbs especially because they're quicker, but each one requires a lot of gears there. And the planks are right there. Oh yeah, that's all nice and close for this bot production, honestly. That should go very well. Still waiting on a little bit of explosives over there. Not a big deal. All right, looking at our food, we are full up on all of our food again. Looks like we're going down a little bit on wheat flour. That's because it's now being used for what? Yeah, for the cornbread and for the apple pies, I believe. Let's see, wheat flour, cornbread, apple pie. Got it. For a while, we were struggling to keep enough beets to make into baked beets and beet and radish juice. It looks like we have caught up on that finally. And we got so much more maple syrup than we need. But that's okay. We'll need it eventually, I think. Although we don't have to make catalyst this time around, so maybe we won't need as much. Let's just go down and make sure that's all good. All right, yep. It's all level. Let's go ahead and start making the connections that we need here. The actual floor to our tree farm. Yeah, we'll go that way. Should be just fine. Actually, all of these should be pretty set. Oh, that was not on the right level. It really looked like it from that other angle, though. All right. So this one I'm going to turn around to reach these back ones. That is not the right level. Actually, kind of an awkward place to try to build. Let's zoom down a little bit more. Right there, I guess, huh? All right. And on the back of these, we can just put this one. I don't want to do these other ones that aren't done, because if they are if the backs are facing each other on these, they're both waiting for each other to be built before they are built. So it stalls everything out. They just won't get built at that point. Something like that. All right. They are Emberbots. All right. That makes sense to me. This can be our first, oh, that took 10,000 science. Okay, well, we're going to have Emberbots making more Emberbots. I like that red color that they have. It's a nice red. I mean, it's the same as this, but yeah, it looks nice. Nice and vibrant. Now let's look at those bots. They need control tower and lubricant. And lubricant is made where? In a grease factory or something? Lubricant is made in the refinery, and it needs pine resin and extract and canola oil. Let's just pause that for a second. That's a great place to squeeze in a refinery. So I think we're going to do that. Make that high priority. And now we can be making some lubricant for these bots. We also could use a control tower over here for them. Because right now they're going to be basically making more bots to start with. So this will be kind of the first area that we need that in. Power supply is still outpacing the demand, so glad to see that. Oh, I meant to set this construction at highest priority. Recipe, we can make some lubricant. I like that these ones run on biofuel. The charging stations was a unique challenge, but I think I like the biofuel a little bit better. Yeah. Oh, come on. Just build this, guys. With all the materials, you just need to finish actually building it. I suppose it would also be a good idea to at least have a small tank for lubricant. Wait a minute. Okay, there's lubricant. But lubricant requires pine resin. I don't think we have pine resin yet, do we? Yeah, because that's the only thing we use it for. So that's going to be a little while. Let's delete this maple. And then we'll mark a few others for cutting and plant the pine trees. I think just that amount, because our tappers can still take it. I think this 10 pine trees should be okay for now, maybe. Well, they might need a lot. How much pine resin does it take? It takes 1 to make 6 lubricants. Okay. That takes 2 hours. And I deleted that one pine tree, maple tree over there, so that we could put this lumberjack right here to chop down those other ones. You know what? I'm not sure how much pine resin we're going to need for that. I feel like it's going to be more than we needed for the other, for the folktales. We have so many more maples than we need. I'm just going to clear out that. That'll be our starting pine tree. But we got to also make sure we unmark that section for planting. Let's see, where was it? Okay, so here, this is the corner. There we go. Prioritize that by hauler so that they can get rid of that. And then we need pine trees here. I bet this is, if not done, close. It is done. Okay. Just waiting on me to give it the A-OK to build this last section. Okay. And then we're just making this taller, basically. Something like that. We have two bots that don't have jobs. Let's fix that. We'll let them work in the bot part factory. You know what? I think temporarily I might have two of these just to get our starting bot population up and running. No, that's too many. We don't want to go crazy with the bots. We might run into issues if we go too crazy with the bots. I'm doing it anyway. Oh, that needs to be quite a bit higher than that. My bad. So we are actually going to need to do a little bit fancier of a structure there. Yeah, unable to get all the required materials. Yep, that makes sense. We don't have the pine resin. I will just pause you for now, really. All right, so these are going away. Taking them a little while, actually. But it's just one beaver doing a lot of logging right there. How's this coming? Hold on. Is it ready for the next layer? Not quite. It's still some stuff to catch up on. I could still plan out the next layer, though. There's definitely no harm in doing that. Is it at that level? See, if I had that there, can I build the forester right underneath it? Cannot. So it does need to be one higher than that. Oh, did I delete too much? I did. All right, so it's going to be that level that our floor is on. Oh, we don't want to build all of that over here. We also don't want it paused. Okay, they're all good. All right, so that will be a problem trying to build that one. Just because of the direction that we put all of these actual columns at. And that's not where that's supposed to go. Struggling with that a little bit. All right, since we have the arrows all pointing this way, let's work from that direction. Something like this. Let's go ahead and mark where our pillars are going to be, while we can see quite easily where they should be. All right. Something like that should keep them busy for a little while. All right, we have 3 unemployed bots in the meantime. Now we don't. Why it doesn't show that one spinning? Regardless, let's unlock that. We actually need a little bit more bots. Let's keep they have a little variance in their color, it looks like. Let's actually have this one just be not pause, but normal beavers, so that we have more in the dirt excavator. That's such a damaging building. We'll prioritize that to reduce some injuries. Because we still have 14 beavers that are injured. We want to get those injuries down. We have quite a few vacancies. The bots are going to help out with that. Just let them kind of do their thing over here. It's going to take a little while, but we can definitely be patient. Is there a dirt? There is a dirt pile. Let's prioritize this by haulers and get some of that stored dirt over there. Or the problem is we might not have very many haulers at the moment. We do. All right, so this one was super low priority. That's where a lot of our vacancies are at the moment. Yeah, they actually have quite a bit of variance in color for the bots, which I'm okay with. Let's see. So this tower is doing a good job covering all the jobs that we might potentially put them on for now. I think that's enough. Now that we have two beaver bots without job, we'll have 2 of them in here. That should work well. We very well might need another number cruncher, because we are going to be consuming some science with the control towers, and we need to spend quite a bit of science to get the jobs unlocked for beavers. So let's go ahead and put another number cruncher right there. That's not hooked up properly, actually. Let's see. I think right there will do. Actually, that might have been hooked up properly before, but because it's such a unique shape and it actually can fit right there nicely, I wanted to do it. Okay, another place we're going to want the bots pretty soon is in this bad water rig. And actually, we need a few more people working over there. We don't want the bots over here yet. I just wanted to unlock it. We are going to want to have that control tower over here for sure. We'll put it, since we're not going to go any further from that. So if we overlap more this way, it might help a little bit more with the tubeways and such for the haulers. That might be bots in the future. We are going to want some lubricant storage over here as well. Not that we have the lubricant yet, but actually it makes sense for that. Nah, that'll be fine right there. So lubricant obtained. Speaking of which, let's get these rest of these pines planted here. Now we can delete that and unmark those for cutting. Okay. Oh, we got rid of the forester that was over here. That's right. So, let's go ahead and build that forester so they can actually plant that. Or actually, wasn't there... with using the power of tubeways. Oh, that's so close to being able to reach it all. Oh, if I turn it, it can. Boom. But actually, I think I want a small warehouse over here for that resin so they don't have to go as far. But yeah, this forester can go through this tubeway station, pop out here, and plant those trees. All right, that's still coming along. Other number cruncher isn't up and running quite yet, but that's okay. It will come. We are running out of dirt. We might have to kind of let this just hang on for a little bit. We are also using quite a bit of gear, so let's go ahead and turn one of these gear workshops into a beaver bot workplace. Okay, our injuries haven't started going down quite yet, but our vacancies are getting filled. The bots are helping with that, which we knew they would. Food's still steady. Juices are still steady. Wait, there should be 5 juices, right? I'm not missing a juice, am I? 1, 2. 1, 2. Where's the tomato juice? Am I crazy? Tomato juice is one of them. Yeah, it's right here. Why don't I see? Why don't I see tomato juice on this beaver's needs? Oh. It doesn't fill a separate tomato juice need. It just gives the tomatoes. So they don't need to eat any raw tomatoes if they get tomato juice. Same for the apples. They don't need to eat any raw apples as long as they have apple juice. It still doesn't do the basic need of hunger, but they don't need to consume separate apples. And there are only 4 juices. That's what it looks like. I don't know why I didn't just click on a press to Figure that out. Yeah, 4 juices. Okay, the canola oil was the 5th. That's probably why I was thinking there's 5. 5 things that gets worked at the press. 4 of them are juices. 1 of them's an oil. Fair, fair. Okay, let's actually focus on this first, guys. Please. I think that smelter can be bots. Not that we're hurting on metal at the moment, but it's just a decently high injury workplace. All right, so now we got that forester done, so we can get those pines planted, because we definitely want to get that lubricant going now that we're using bots. And it's going to take a little while for that to grow up. It's before 12 days to grow up and then another 7 to start producing resin. The faster we get those planted, the better. Yeah, our food storages are full. That's why stuff isn't getting harvested at the moment. Okay, they're still not done there. And we're still struggling on dirt, so I'm not in a huge hurry to plan out the rest of that right now. Are these all oaks and we're just full? Wow, okay, we need some more log storage. Oh, no, that wasn't the problem. The problem is we had all of these lumberjacks paused while the oaks were growing up. We never unpaused them when the oaks were all grown up. English is my first language. It might not seem like it, but it is. Deal with it. Let's see. So we do have the entrance there. So this spot right here could actually be another lumberjack. There we go. But yeah, that was why we weren't harvesting all of these oaks that we had over here. But you know what? More log storage, definitely not a bad idea regardless. We're going to start using more logs now that we have bots going. Sometime eventually we're going to get this into a little neater industrial sector, but right now it's doing its job quite well for us still. Dirt's finally starting to catch up a little bit. You know, we have over 200 dirt. We can maybe lay the rest of these terrain tiles. That's still probably going to be the limiting factor for us, is the dirt tiles. For the terrain tiles is the dirt. So let's zoom down a little bit. Let's just go right to that level. Even one more below. Right there. Yeah, screw it. That should all be able to be built. I think. And if there's any problems, I will investigate later. I'll double check if there's problems. All right, some of that actually is going to be problems. I don't know why I turned that. It was all looking so good. And then I tried to like speed some of it up a little bit, and that's That's where we're having issues. Getting greedy. All right, let's give that a try. See how it works out. Yeah, that's going to use up the dirt we had stored up very quickly. We have 5 bots without jobs at the moment. Let's fix that. I don't think they're going to be able to reach that to build it, though. Let's find out. Yep, they can, actually. They can build through the two-way station. Excellent. Yeah, we are chewing through our science now. Not really a pun like chewing through logs, but just a fact. We're going through a lot of our science. But I think this will make our 3rd control tower. So yeah, because we have one over here. Actually, let's make those bots. That's what we need to do. Let's put that back to regular beavers. Actually, we don't even need the planks right now. Yeah, having this Badwater rig B bots will help our injuries immensely. We also need biofuel over here, actually. So that one's set to lubricant. Let's actually switch that to biofuel, and we can have this one be the lubricant when the time comes. We already have the fuel, so they should be filling that up shortly. Hopefully. There we go. So now these beaver bots, these ember bots will not have to go far from here to refill their needs. They got their control tower, obviously. They have fuel right nearby, and they will have lubricant once we start making it. So for Folktales, the catalyst uses extract and maple syrup for the bonuses for their bots. Emberpelts are using, instead of maple syrup, they are using pine resin. So a large reason we needed so many maples on the Folktales was for those, guess we left that cut. And this guy can't reach that. Was for the catalyst. So we might need more pines than this. It's really hard to estimate. You didn't need a lot of pines for the other 2 factions, but possibly if you're using Emberbots, you might need more pine here. So I guess with that, I'm kind of glad we don't have the wood workshop to make treated planks to feed to the mine, because we might be needing our pines for other things. These are still gonna they're gonna take a while yet. So our bots aren't as efficient as they could be until we get that pine resin. Ooh. Just like the beavers can be charcoal black color, the ember bots can also be charcoal black. They're doing better at harvesting this now. Still a lot of oaks for only 4 lumberjacks to try to take care of. Honestly, I think I'm going to go ahead, delete 2 of these oaks that were just planted not too long ago, so that we can have some more lumberjacks over here. It's a lot for them to try to take care of. Okay. That's looking good. Let's see. I honestly feel like we could benefit from a little more log storage, and just in case, stuff goes a little sideways. So let's do that one more over here. And then we can put some more underground piles right like that. Yeah, that should work out. And we'll make those logs. So I don't necessarily need those that obtain. They're just, if there's no other place to bring them over here. Only 9 beavers injured now. That's going down. I still don't know why they're not using all of our medical beds that we have available. Some of them are choosing just to stay in their houses. It's really weird. And it's making the injuries take longer to resolve themselves, for them to heal. It's just not good. Wheat's going down, but wheat flour is going up, so I don't think we actually are at a shortage of any of that. Bell peppers are actually quite low. We very well might want to consider, excuse me, planting a few more peppers. Yeah. We don't really need all of these beets after all. We caught back up. So let's just clear out that area of beets. And then we can plant peppers there. I do feel like maybe these farmhouses are struggling a little bit to keep up with all that demand. So to address that, I'm going to build another one right here. Give me more bots. Kiln. I have no idea how much they get hurt working the kiln. I mean, it's fire, so there's a decent chance of getting hurt, I would think. Instead of this gear workshop, let's have this centrifuge for now. Actually, that is out of the range of the control tower. Unfortunate. So we will have the fleshy beavers run that. Yeah, we are not going up on science very fast at all with those other control towers going. We do have 2 number crunchers now. That's definitely helping, right? Because we had the one over here. And we have this other one that's part of our main. Our power supply isn't enough over here. So let's delete this engine and replace it with, well, let's just turn on these 2 engines for now. And then delete this one and replace it with a liquid fuel engine. Something like that. Once this is done, we can turn off one of these and replace it. Also with a liquid fuel engine. Why not? Sitting at 30 bots. These bots won't be nearly as wood intensive as on Folktales either, because we don't need to make the punch cards. So that's really great news, actually. fact, not having punch cards and not having the charging stations, these might be the least demanding bots that I've played with thus far. Yeah. Just that lubricant that requires the pine resin. We'll see how hungry they are for that, I suppose, before too long here. Gosh, I'm pretty sure we're gonna need more pines. 'Cause otherwise, this is like too easy almost, right? And they take a while to start getting that resource. I think I planted so many maples because I'm used to when there are maples in, say, folktales, you need a lot of them for the catalyst, but we don't need that. It's just for food now. Nothing for bots. So I do think I'm going to blow this up and build a lumberjack flag right there in order to chop down a few more of these maples by utilizing the 2x over here. Okay, that's the area he can reach. Not as far as I was hoping, to be perfectly honest. But these two, it was shown. Let's go ahead and pause this guy so that they don't replant any of these right away. Let's see, where else? Just a few more spots right there. And just these 4 as well. I'm not very happy with the way that looks, actually. So I think I'm going to, right here, put a lumberjack and then just kind of make a bigger square of pines over here. They just need to collect this log first. These 4 logs, I guess. Okay, they're still chugging away at that. We have a bot without a job. I bet we can find a job for it. Sure, gristmill, why not? Okay. Now, fortunately, this can't reach all that far. So I think we are going to have to place a temporary forester. It would be good for the temporary forester that's over here to be somewhere where this one can reach, so that when we delete it, they can take over. So I think it's going to go right over here is where our forester is going to go. So let's just make this a nice square. And that, well, square, rectangle, whatever. It's going to look better. That will be just a fine place for our pines. So after that's done, if I build the forester right there, they're not going to have much area to get around. Like, are they still going to be able to reach all of that? I can't even tell. Let's just delete that for now to make sure that they can cut all of those maples. Sure, why not? Nothing to do in range. Okay, yep, that makes sense. You are dismissed. Carries bad water. Okay. So I think prioritizing that building by haulers so that our beavers in the rig aren't going so far would be useful. Before too long, this is going to get full, and these are going to have to do something. Okay, so they just emptied some and put it in here. Perfect. Yep, excellent. Working as intended. So these guys are still dropping it off in the supply one, but the haulers are prioritizing emptying this to move it elsewhere. Which is exactly how we wanted that to work. Planks are holding steady at the moment. Gosh, we're running out of jobs for them to do that we need them to do anyway. Though our injuries haven't gone down as much as I was hoping. I mean, we'll work on it. It's a work in progress. Okay, so this is almost done. Looks like we messed up a little bit. Right there. And with that, they're having trouble building some of this. Actually, we need to blow up one more spot, don't we? It's right there. Are we missing another? We are. Supposed to be another one right in line with that. There, now they can build this other stuff below, which they need to build the rest of it. Okay, good. All right. The ones that were marked for cutting, have they all been cut? No, they have not. No, they have not. The ones that have been cut, let's make sure to change those to pine. Yeah, we can maybe even turn this forester back on for now. They can plant some of those. It looks like where they can reach, no maples remain. Besides this one. So once the lumberjack cuts down this maple, we gotta just make sure it doesn't get replanted as a maple. Which we just accomplished. Glad he chose that one. Right then. Oh, I don't think that forester could reach that anyway, so it's probably not a big deal, but yeah. Still good. Plenty of water, no problems on the food. Peppers are going down. What is that? Okay, this spot has been harvested. So we will plant some more bell peppers right there. We're doing A-OK on wheat, so I think I'm going to do the same thing there and plant some more bell peppers right there as well. Peppers seem to be about the only thing we're running out of currently. I mean, all the foodstuffs we make the peppers out of is full, but the peppers themselves are going down. So we're kind of right on the edge of having a pepper problem. All right, let's see. This got finished. Excellent. Actually, there's some holes there, but that is actually because the scaffolding is right there, so I didn't want to go back this far anyway. All right, so I think that is an excellent spot to stop it for today. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. If you watched this whole episode, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I am a new creator still, trying to grow my channel, and each and every video you guys watch is helping me do just that. So thank you so much. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing, and I will see you guys next time.